I'm playing an account that is only allowed to use items purchased from shops, and we're getting very close to being able to start our first goal of the account, Dragon Slayer 1. This episode is full of surprises, so I highly recommend you watch till the end. RuneScape is a game built around the player killing monsters and picking up their dropped loot. Drops range from a few coins all the way up to the most powerful weapons in the game. I wondered, what if you couldn't pick up anything? How much of the game could you unlock? How many of the quests are even possible? I'm going to find out. This account is restricted to only using items purchased with currencies. No dropped loot, no world spawns. This is Shop Locked. To start off the episode, let's get some quick quests out of the way. First, we start below Ice Mountain. All we need is some cooked meat, bread, knife, and a beer. First, we stop in Port Sarim and buy some pots of flour. We then take out some buckets of water from the bank, combine them to make bread dough, and cook our bread. We make our way to Falador and take out the rest of the needed items and our combat gear as there is a fight at the end. We chat to Willow north of Falador, who is an archaeologist and needs our help to open some newly discovered doors that are buried beneath some rocks. She asks us to get her old excavation team together, so we head off to the barbarian village and chat to Chekhov the strongman. He will only join if we prove our strength by training with his friend Atlas. And after an incredibly long cutscene, we unlock the flex emote. We return to Chekhov, show off our new muscles, and he joins the team. Next, we chat to Marley the Thief, who's in Edgeville. He wants us to get him a steak sandwich from the Blue Moon Inn in Varrock. We head to the inn and talk to the cook, who refuses to give us one as Marley was banned due to him trying to steal a sandwich from another customer. Instead, he teaches us how to make it, and lucky for us, we have all the ingredients. With the sandwich made, we return to Marley and he agrees to join the team. Finally, we speak to Burntoff, Master of Explosives, who is in the Rising Sun Inn at Falador. He asks us for a beer, which we buy, then agrees to join as long as we beat him in a best of 3 game of rock, paper, scissors. We win no matter what we choose, and he joins the team. With the team together, we make our way inside, and they reveal they're actually grave robbers, and now need to kill us. But before they can, they accidentally activate a trap, waking up the Ancient Guardian. They run away, leaving us to fight it. We then fight the Guardian, easily defeating it, and that completes the quest, giving us 1 quest point, 2,000 coins, and access to the ruins of Camdazal. Next, let's do the Black Knight Fortress quest. All we need is a cabbage, an iron chain body, and a bronze med helm. We teleport to Varrock, head to the armor shop and get the chain body. We take a cabbage out of the bank, which we got from our background farming grind, and then head to the helmet shop at the barbarian village to get the bronze med helm. With everything ready, we head back to Falador and chat to Sir Amek Vaz, who wants us to infiltrate the Black Knight Fortress and sabotage their powerful new secret weapon. We make our way to the fortress and equip the chain body and helmet, which allows us entry. We make our way inside, and eventually we end up in a small room and overhear a conversation between the captain, a witch, and a goblin. The witch is making an invincibility potion and just needs a special cabbage that grows in Draenor Manor. Any other cabbage will ruin it. So we make our way above the room and drop our cabbage right into the cauldron, sabotaging the potion. We head back to Sir Amek, which completes the quest. This gives us 3 quest points and 2,500 coins. Since we can't unlock access to the fairy rings, we have to rely on all the other modes of transport the game has to offer. Once we get the logs, we'll be able to unlock the spirit trees, but one transport option we can unlock now are the gnome gliders. All we need to do is complete the Grand Tree. This quest also gives a lot of attack XP, so it's also helping with our combat and total level grinds. We start by talking to King Narnode in the Grand Tree, who takes us underneath to show us that the roots of the tree appear to be dying. He gives us a translation book and a bark sample and tells us to go and talk to Hazelmere, who helped create the tree. Hazelmere is on an island east of Yanil, which is quite far south of where we are. This is going to be a lot of walking, so let's do some agility to speed things up for the future. So I've done quite a bit of agility. We've gotten up to level 51 and we've got 90 marks of grace to spend. With these, we head to the Rogue's Den in Berthorpe and buy 2 pieces of the Graceful outfit. This outfit reduces my total weight, meaning my run energy will go down slower and speeds up the run energy recovery rate. Heading back to Falador, we go down to the mines and buy some pickaxes, as I have some AFK time coming up and plan on mining shooting stars. Since we're already on a detour, I head to Varrock and complete the Museum History Quiz mini quest. All we need to do is check out each exhibit and answer 3 questions correctly. This gives us 1,000 Slayer and Hunter XP, getting them both to level 9. Time to get back on track. So I had written out the rest of the quest doing the usual step-by-step summary, but since there are no required items and most of the quest is running around talking to people, let's do a quicker summary instead. This quest involves a few people: the king, Gluff, the head tree guardian, Hazelmere, and Charlie. Gluff hates humans, and he's created a plan to get the gnomes to go to war with them. His plan is to frame the humans by planting some Draconia rocks in the Grand Tree's roots, which will slowly kill it. He created a fake king's seal and paid Charlie to go and collect the rocks from Hazelmere. Gluff then planted the rocks and captured Charlie, pinning the blame on him and the humans. We speak to Charlie, who tells us about Gluff's plan, so we investigate his house to find some evidence. Gluff then has us arrested, but with the king's help we escape and use the gnome glider to head to Karamja to investigate a shipyard Gluff has used. In the shipyard we find Gluff's lumber order, so we try to head back to the Grand Tree to tell the king, but Gluff has told the guards to not let us in, so we bribe Femi at the gate with 1,000 coins and she sneaks us in. Quick interruption, on the way back to the Grand Tree I went to Barbarian Assault to unlock that minigame teleport for our future travels. Once inside we show the king the order, but he still needs more evidence, so back to Gluff's house we go. We use some sticks to open a trapdoor, and we find Gluff, who summons a black demon to kill us. We hide in our safe spot and kill the demon. We then head deeper into the cave and find the king, who asks us to find the last Draconia rock. Finding the rock, we speak to the king, which finishes the quest. This gives us 5 quest points, 18,400 attack XP, 7,900 agility XP, 2,150 magic XP, and access to the gnome gliders. If you're enjoying the episode so far, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. We are incredibly close to 3,000 subscribers. Let's see if we can blow past that and get to 5,000 in the next few months. And with that, we've gotten our 32 quest points needed to start Dragon Slayer 1. But Dragon Slayer does need some normal planks, so it will have to wait until we finish our normal log journey. Now I think it's time for a change of pace. We've been doing quests back to back, but we still have quite a few skills at low levels. So let's get grinding. We start with some fishing. While fishing, we get an exam random event, and we put the book into firemaking, getting it to level 11. We're doing this until it gets to 15 to be able to burn oak logs. We stop at level 14 fishing since I got bored, and we head off to do some mining. Starting at level 10, I AFK some shooting stars while also doing some iron mining when I can to speed up the levels. The main way I want to level up mining will be through shooting stars. Since we can only sell the ores we mine and not process them, there isn't much incentive to mine normal rocks. With mining shooting stars, we get Stardust, which is a currency we can use to buy items from Jasuri's star shop in Falador. This shop will be one of our most useful ones. It sells the Celestial Ring, which gives an invisible +4 mining boost when worn. It can also be charged with Stardust, which gives us a chance to mine an extra resource, which is mostly useless to us. Next are Star Fragments. These are used to recolor the mining outfit to gold. I won't be wasting any Stardust on these. And finally, the 2 best purchases, the Bag Full of Gems and Soft Clay Pack. These are both incredibly useful to the account. The Soft Clay Pack gives 100 noted soft clay. These are used in a lot of quests, and this might be the only way we can obtain soft clay. The Bag Full of Gems gives an assortment of 40 noted uncut gems from Sapphire to Dragonstone, with a 1 in 2.5 million chance of getting an uncut Onyx, which will be our phase 2 goal for the account. I'm just kidding. This will give us a lot of crafting XP, as well as unlocking a lot of teleports by turning all these gems into jewelry. So we spend a while mining and eventually stop at level 39 and just under 1,000 Stardust. I'll be saving them up and we'll do a big gem bag opening in the future. With a consistent way of getting gems, I now need to obtain gold bars so we can create our teleport jewelry. So next on my list of skills to train is smithing. The best way for us to get smithing XP is buying ore from Auden in the blast furnace. And lucky for us, he also sells gold ore. We just need a smithing level of 40 to smelt them into bars. To gain access to the blast furnace, we first need to enter Keldagrim, and to do that, we must start the Giant Dwarf quest. Right now, we don't have the needed skill levels or item requirements to finish the quest, but we can start it. So we make our way up to Relica and enter a cave and chat to a dwarven boatman who takes us to Keldagrim. Unfortunately, the boat malfunctions and crashes into the statue of King Alvis. This gets us arrested and we are given the job to replace the statue. And with that, we are free to run around Keldagrim, so this quest is going on hold for a while. We head to the blast furnace to start our smithing grind. To be able to use the furnace, we first need to pay the foreman 2,500 coins for access, and also deposit some in the nearby coffer to pay for the other foreman working the furnace. Now this is quite a lot of coins for us at the moment, so I just put in enough for a few minutes and start buying copper and tin ore. We smelt them into bars, and after a couple of minutes we have over 100 bronze bars. I then teleport to Varrock as this is the closest bank to an anvil we have access to, and get smithing. Here I spend a little bit of time considering what to make. I know I want to smith something that will help with range, so it's a toss-up between knives and arrowheads. I would do darts, but we first need to finish the tourist trap quest, which needs 10 fletching, and right now the only way we can train fletching is by buying arrow shafts from the Rangers Guild, where it turns out we need 40 range to enter. So I start smithing knives. These will give faster range XP than using a bow and arrow. Once all my knives are made, I head back to my favourite goblins to train and try to get some clue scrolls. After a little bit of time, we get 2 beginner clues, hit total level 400, and get our range to 14, while also getting an easy clue right when we run out of knives. Now, I'm not sure about picking up used ammo. I feel like it's totally fine, as it's an item we've crafted ourselves, but it's technically a drop. So let me know if you think I'm allowed to pick up dropped ammo or not. For now, I decide to leave it. Let's take a look at the clues. We start with the beginner. The first step is to dig outside of the Varrock East Mine, so we grab a spade and head over. Next, we need to speak to Fortunato in Draenor Village. We make our way to Draenor using this fun agility shortcut, and get our next clue step. For the next step, we need to do the cheer emote in a specific spot in Varrock while wearing a chef's hat and a red cape. There is only one place where we can buy a chef's hat, Shazian Styles in Shazian. We make our way there using a boat and a minecart, buying both the chef's hat and red cape as well as a brown apron which will let us enter the crafting guild. We then teleport to Varrock, equip the hat and cape, and do the emote. This gives us our first clue casket. As a reminder, we're allowed to do all the clue scrolls, but any items we get from the caskets will be sold for coins. If we somehow get any very expensive rewards, I'll do some sort of giveaway. Time to open the casket, and we get a black medhelm and an oak shortbow, which sells for a total of 285 coins. So with that, I think it's time we head back to the gem stall and make some decent money. This time, let's head to Valamore and try the gem stall there. I try to go by boat, but it costs more than I currently have, so we have to go the long way. Once we get to Valamore, I look into unlocking the Quetzal transport system, which only needs us to complete the Twilight's Promise quest. All we need for the quest is 2 different combat styles, as there is a fight where he swaps prayers depending on what style of combat you are using. I take out my magic and melee gear and head to the nearby shop to buy a better melee weapon. We then start the quest by talking to Enios, who lets us know Prince Itzler is looking for us and is at the temple. We head to the crypt under the temple where the prince is talking to his father Servius. They let us know that someone is plotting to kill Servius and it has to be one of the members of the delegation that visited Varrock. Our job is to gather all the members to the palace, so we run around chatting to each member until we get to the one in the Colosseum. His training partner hasn't shown up, so he asks us to take his place. We start the fight and oh my god, we get absolutely wrecked, so we run away. It seems for us to do this, we'll need to buy some better armor to reduce his hit chance. We'll also need to level up our defense so we can wear the armor, but it's quite expensive, so we continue to our original goal and head to Alderaan. Time to start hopping worlds and make some money. With that, we sell our last gem and end with 41,000 coins and level 34 crafting. We then head south to do our first easy clue step and then buy a steel kite shield for extra defense. On our way back, we stop by a general store and pick up some papyrus, coal and rope. You never know when they'll come in handy. We also get a maze random. This puts us in a maze where we have to get to the center before the time runs out. The quicker we finish, the more rewards we get. This also has a chance to reward the player with quite a lot of coins, so this is always worth doing. We manage to finish in pretty good time, and we get no coins. On the floor they go. Back in the city, we head to the blacksmith and buy an adamant scimitar and steel plate armor to give the fight another go. We fill up the rest of our inventory with jugs of wine. I know these reduce our attack level each time we drink one, but I was hoping with the new armor we wouldn't take much damage. We do a little bit better, dealing a quarter of his health before we give up. I think we'll come back here once we can wear adamant. So with that, we put everything in the bank and continue with our easy clue. The next step is to talk to Zeke in Alcarid. So we teleport to Lumbridge, run over, and get our next clue, which is to talk to the bartender in Port Sarim. We talk to the bartender and get our first easy clue casket. Now, easy caskets do have a chance to give some pretty expensive items, so let's see if we can get lucky on our first go. Nothing. Well, not exactly nothing. The purple sweets are worth quite a lot, over 5k each, but only on the Grand Exchange. For us, these are worth 6 coins each. Also, the mind runes are only worth 1 coin. Goodbye, money. Let's hope the next one is better. Time to train our defense. We put our melee gear back on and head over to the gemstone crab in Valamor. This boss lets us do up to 10 minutes of AFK combat training. We smack the crab for a while, getting to 30 defense, 30 hit points, and 39 combat levels. Looking at our stats, we are only 51 total levels and 1 combat level away from entering Soul Wars. Getting very close now. We head back to the blacksmith for the third and hopefully final time, sell our steel armor and buy an adamant plate body and legs. Comparing the two, we have over twice the defense we used to, so this should go much smoother. With the rest of our armor slots filled and a full inventory of food, we are ready to fight. Wish me luck. It didn't go well.